to show up every day. You know, you've got to get yourself organized and you've got to put forth that effort. And a huge thing I feel like I've been talking to Maury about is I'm getting out of the house. I'm building relationships. I'm talking to people that aren't just my Facebook friends. You know, of course, I'm sending the messages, which I keep telling Maria, like, sorry, I'm blowing your phone up. Sorry, I'm blowing your phone up. Because I love these three-way chats, guys. I love them. They have been huge, but you still have to get out and meet people. You can get in a really bad funk if you are sitting around the house doing kiddo stuff 24/7, but take those kiddos somewhere. It doesn't matter if it's the grocery store, if it is gymnastics, if it's up to the school, if you have older kids. I feel like that's kind of, you know, exploded my personal growth these past couple months. I'm going places. Like I signed Palmer up for gymnastics, and her gymnastics teacher is thriving with me now, which she loves it, by the way. But she had never. I did. I had my DFT on at gymnastics. They have no idea what Thrive is, guys. And if that doesn't tell you, like, people still have no idea what we are and what this product is. But getting out there and meeting new people that you would have never met probably through Facebook. I'm not gonna meet the gymnastics teacher through Facebook. I had to get out there and start talking to people. And I chatted a little bit and I said, hey, you know, why don't you add me on Facebook and I can send you some more information. This is what I did with her gymnastics teacher. We connected on Facebook. We started chatting a little bit. I put Maria in a three-way chat, and boom, like she actually was one that ordered pretty quickly. But I worked on that relationship, guys, and I still text her like, oh my gosh, we missed you in gymnastics the other day. You know, I don't make it just about thrive. I truly care, like, where were you? Because Palmer loves you, kind of thing. And I think that's a huge part that a lot of us get caught up in is thrive. You know, have you heard of Thrive? Have you heard of Thrive? But we forget to be personable, and we forget to ask people how they're doing, or, oh my gosh, like, what have you been up to? And there's tons of baseball mamas that I want them to all thrive with me. Like, don't get me wrong, but if I walk up and say, hey, I'm Megan, you want to thrive with me? I think they're going to kind of push the brakes, but I chat with them. I started a baseball moms group page, like, for us to kind of go out. You know, the moms need to kind of have our nights out. And I've been building those relationships slowly. And I had 2 baseball mamas order a couple weeks ago from me, but I didn't introduce Thrive to them. I introduced myself and asked them how they were doing, what they like, you know, like just hanging out with them at the fields and stuff, and then adding them on Facebook, but letting them see what Thrive is all about. But I could easily stay at home with Palmer during practices because we have 2 practices a week. We have games on the weekend. I could easily just crawl in a hole and not let her run like a crazy woman at the playground. But I choose, like, you know what? We're going to load up. I'm going to load your bag full of stuff. We're going to pile it in the truck, and I'm going to get out there. I might chase her and say hi as I'm running by to somebody, but 1, they see me feeling good chasing this crazy kid around. But 2, like, they see me, you know, happy and wanting to meet them. And I do get to say that simple, like, hey, how's it going, kind of thing. And then I've slowly had them add me. You know, I'm not always the one sending the friend request, but I just can't stress, like, getting out of the house for your emotional stability, I guess you can say. And not only for your emotional stability, but your business. Like, not only am I feeling better emotionally, my Thrive business is growing with my personal reach out. So I really think that's kind of helped me. Like, I want to get out of the house now. You know, I'm feeling much better when I do get out and I go talk to people and I wrangle a kiddo, you know, wherever we might be. So I kind of think, you know, just building that relationship, guys, is a huge, huge key factor that you kind of want to focus on. And like I said, no matter if you're staying at home with kiddos or you're, you know, Maria's kiddos are all in school right now, but it's still a huge thing to get out. She's going to Bible study and going to meet, for lunch. It plays a huge impact on how you feel throughout the day if you will get out of the house and go even just walk around the park or to a playground or something. I'm not saying you have to go spend money on things.
Right.
It's the simple getting out somewhere.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, I'm reading what one of the comments said. Beth was saying, I literally sit and send this one for a whole day. Yeah, I mean, you can, but that there's nothing that beats that physical interaction. And I think it's important that we're living our prayer life out loud. So people can see us out and about. I know it's like going like crazy. Megan talked about that, and I really kind of interesting that what if these things personally happen within your team? I mean, I know you have a personal that's like literally close to a fornicator she's ever been, and she could have given that 4 years ago. So talk a little bit about when you're consistent, you just never know when that person is going to come in.
Guys, and that's a huge thing. Like, as a leader, you have to stay consistent with plugging into your team. If you have a team chat or whatever you have to connect with your entire team, you've got to show up every day. And trust me, there are hard days, for myself. Like, as leaders, you're not going to have a perfect day, but you can't fall back, because you will absolutely see your team fall back sometimes. So, push through those rough days and show up, messaging your team chat or your team text message or something like that, because they rely on you. I think you might not see it all the time, but the simple sending those messages to your teams make a difference. And it might not be to your personally enrolled, but it could be to people 4, 5, 6 legs down. I have 2 personals right now that have found that person several legs deep that they're ready to run. Like, they're ready to go for this. But both of them have stayed super consistent. They show up every single day. They plug in, they dig deep, and they never give up. They've both done this with me for quite some time, 4.5, nearly 5 years. And one thing that they both have in common, they've never given up. And guys, I'm telling you, like, we have all cried tears of joy, tears, of frustration. We have been emotional. We have been leaning on each other. I lean on my sister-in-law. Like, I lean on them. They lean on me. But that's one thing that we've all not done. We've not given up. We have chosen to keep pushing forward. And that's the thing. One of my personals found a great, promoter and people ready and excited about this 2 years into the business. One of my other personals, nearly 5 years into the business, and this person's ready to run. Guys, had they given up, in their first year, their first 2 years, their first 3 or 4, where would that person be rocking and rolling? Like, it could be with somebody else, but, thankfully they've chosen not to give up. And I think just staying positive, and that's a hard thing, I feel like, to say, because trust me, I've had my moments. Like, I kind of try to keep that to myself, because I get frustrated, I get down on myself, but I can't let my team see that. And you can't, as a leader, let your team see that. You can absolutely be real and raw, but everyone needs somebody to pick them up. Maria's right there to pick me up, and I'm doing that for my team. Like, I'm not sugarcoating anything. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, every day is amazing, because it's not. Like, Maria said it perfectly earlier. This is an uphill journey, I guess is the best way to say it. You're going uphill. You're going to have the speed bumps. You're going to trip and fall, and you might stumble down the hill a little bit. But if you keep on going, like at the top of that hill, you're going to be so thankful that you never gave up. Which we all hear, I think we all hear, like, oh, never give up, never settle. but it's all about really doing it, because these two promoters that I have that are my personals that have never given up on themselves, their team, they're prime examples, because several legs deep, they have found a rock star. And that to me is huge. Guys, it's not about who they know, it's who about their friends and their promoters and customers led them to. And thankfully, they didn't give up. And they've stayed positive and been there for their team. So the consistency, guys, is huge. Doing something every single day makes a difference. I had a new promoter, she's in her VIP 800, and she said, so what do I have to do? Like, how many hours do I have to put into this? And honestly, with this new 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I told her, if you will do this every day for 30 minutes a day, it's 10 times better than doing something for 3 hours one day a week, and then you kind of go MIA for 6 days. 30 minutes a day, guys, every single day, staying consistent can truly change your personal growth, reaching out to your team, and things like that.
I love it.
I love it.
Do you have any last minute things you want to add? And then I really you hop off because I feel like I get talking until you hop off.
Okay. I guess just a huge, like, I feel like even within the past couple months, I feel like personally, I feel better about my business than I have in a really long time. Having a baby definitely sends you into a completely different world. When I started this, my son was 3. He was kind of independent, did his own thing for the most part, but I've kind of had to adjust to, you know, somebody who seriously needs me 24/7, unless she's napping right now. And I know I said earlier, but I feel like a key factor really has been getting out. I can't stress enough, getting out of the house is a huge, huge mindset. Like, seriously, it's a really big mindset, guys, that can help you every single day. Get up and get dressed. Get out of the house and go to the park. Walk down the street. Do something for your mind and emotions, because those two things can completely eat you alive. I'm telling you from experience, just because I know how it can be. Like, you can get in that funk and you can crawl in that hole, and you start to feel down on yourself. You start to feel down on your business. But I feel like I've exploded emotionally in that mindset part, you know, these past 2 months. And then this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 comes into play. Guys, if you aren't doing this, you are missing out, because it is so easy. I'm doing this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before Palmer wakes up in the mornings. And to be able to mark all of that off my list, I feel good. Not only do I feel good, but I've just made some more connections, but I feel accomplished. I feel like, oh my gosh, I just kicked butt, and it's only 8:30 in the morning, which relieves some stress, because I can go roll around on the floor with Palmer or chase her all around for a couple hours and not feel guilty that, oh my gosh, I haven't reached out to anybody. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do all of this? No, I knock it out in like 25 minutes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm done for that portion. I go back consistently throughout the day, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can add this person to my list, or oh my gosh, I need to send Maria a 3-way chat. But getting a majority of it done first thing in the morning is just a huge, like, I can go up to the school and volunteer and not feel like I'm going to have to rush back home and figure out what I'm doing. And then kids get home from school, husband gets home from work, it's dinner time, and you get lost in all of that. Knock it out, guys. It literally is super quick. And I feel like if you haven't started this, like, once you do, you're like, oh my gosh, like, where has this been? Like, I've told several people of that, like, where was this 5 years ago? Like, it would have been incredible. But do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm telling you, you will be super excited about it. And get out and meet people, and just put yourself out there. Get dressed and stay consistent. I know it's hard to say that right now, and I know when you say, oh my gosh, somebody finally ordered 3 years after messaging them. I know that sounds like a lot, and I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, 3 years, but that 3-year customer that waited so long to order could refer 2 people and get their product for free. Well, one of those referrals could be somebody, oh my gosh, I need to share this with the world. And they might like live in California or like somewhere you're not even familiar with that leads. It's just all about reaching out consistently every single day and just not giving up. So thanks, Maria, for having me on here. I'll hop off, guys, and let her kind of close this out. But thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Everybody loved it.
Thank you. All right, so just a quick wrap up, and yes, I saw somebody say, way to make it work. I have no idea what's going on, but my phone, see, this is my phone issue. You never know whose life will be changed. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? And I'm going to make a couple of points. First of all, today, I could have just said, I'm done this morning. Like, literally, it has been crazy. We actually could have just disconcluded the whole live, but we didn't. We stuck with it. And look at, I mean, there's going to be, you guys, I'm already seeing the comments that you're making as to what it's done for you, but who's going to watch this later and hang in there with us, and it's going to be exactly what they needed to hear. I have to tell you guys, because I know what Megan does, because she is my family, and she's my friend, okay? But when she's saying get out, guys, last week she was in Tyler, Texas, did a Thrive After 5 with her event. And I have to say something for all you leaders in here. Megan and her team have made a decision. If they have an event and there's only one person that shows up, they're going to pour into that one person. They are not discouraged if only a couple of people come. Last night she was in Wichita Falls. She had a great event in Tyler and a great event in Wichita Falls, but see, she's still doing that. So it's that's how things are growing in their business. But you heard the mindset that she has. See, you heard that she's made that conscious decision. She made the decision to adjust. Okay, so that's what's so funny when she said adjust. So the other day, my son, he's in 6th grade, you know, so whatever, 6th grade boy, almost a teenager, and he was just kind of talking about some of his schoolwork or whatever, and this teacher, you know, doesn't, which I'm like, snip it right there, because we're not going to say anything negative about any teacher. Like, it's just not allowed in our house. But basically, he was talking about the challenges he was having with something of his writing or something, and my daughter looked at him and she said, you're just going to have to adjust. You're just gonna have to adjust and figure out what it is that she's wanting you to do and do it. So see, like that whole issue could have gone 2 totally different directions. It could have gone into let him complain about a teacher, which we just don't allow it. We don't allow our kids to complain about teachers or coaches, because it's just part of life. Like, you've got to learn how to get along with people, right? And we don't like that kind of negativity in our house anyway. But secondly, that could have gone into, oh, you're never going to get it or whatever. But just my daughter being a senior in high school, being mature enough to give that advice to her younger brother. Sometimes you just have to adjust. Megan made the decision as a new mom who already had a thriving business, right? Already well into her way of, you know, 200K. I don't know if you guys realize, but she actually just hit millionaire status a couple of weeks ago. But she had to make those adjustments when a new baby came into the picture. And by the way, she makes Palmer sound crazy. She's like the easiest, like most precious. She's just spunky, but she's so good. Anyway, she just has energy. She wants to run and play. But the get out and move, you know, just like her talking about the different things that she's doing with gymnastics. And I'm telling you, like, she puts me in all I'm the one that does her 3-way chat messages. So I see who she's putting me in with. She's putting me in with the baseball mom. She's putting me in with the gymnastics teacher. She's putting me in with friends from high school. She's putting, you know what I mean? Like, she's still meeting people, but she's still working on those old connections. She's still meeting people, but yet she's still plugging me into people that maybe have had a free account for 2 years, but we haven't completely connected. And it's super easier for her to do it with me, because she's like, hey, this is my sister-in-law, you know, she's who introduced me to Thrive. It's easy for you, Pam, okay? It's easier for you to open up a 3-way chat. Hey, so-and-so, I want you to meet my friend so-and-so that introduced me to Thrive. do you mind sharing your story with her real fast? I mean, it's as simple as that. And here's the deal. Not everyone is going to order the minute they have a three-way chat, right? But I'll tell you what, they're going to be way more likely to order if they've been put in a three-way chat and they've heard a story with someone they can connect with than if you never even reach out to them, right? By the way, three-way chats, I know I'm on repeat for some of you because you've been plugged into this, but I can tell that we have some new people on right now. The three-way chat message is through Facebook Messenger. You need to open it up with actually typing out an introduction, but the story, the Thrive Experience story, is shared via voice memo. Okay, we want people to hear the passion in your voice or in your upline. You don't introduce them as your upline, in your friend's voice. Okay, that passionate thriver, their voice has to be heard. That's the connection. Then your friend can go click on their Facebook profile, go stalk their Facebook page. It's going to be awesome because then there's going to be validation galore. You know, anybody that puts me in a message chat, they're going to go click on my Facebook wall. They're going to see I'm a mom. They're going to see le-vel success stories. They're going to see shout outs of people hitting bonuses. They're going to see transformation pictures. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to see a lot more about Thrive, and I don't even know they're looking, but they're going to look, okay? They're going to see it. Let's see, 30 minutes a day. I love that she mentioned this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, I'm going to say it like it is. You can't say you want what we have, right? But not be willing to do what we did, okay? You want to be 12K. You want an auto bonus. Okay, but what did that leader that you have that's 12K, what did they have to do to get there? Guess what, guys? They had to consistently reach out to people. They had to expose people to the Thrive Experience. Did they do it through three-way messenger? Did they do it through Facebook posts? Did they do it through Instagram? Did they do it through inviting people to the le-vel Live? Did they send people a YouTube link? What did they do? See, I know you want to be where we are, but the biggest question is, are you willing to do what we did? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, guys, that is the most simple way that we can lay it out. And if you're not willing to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I mean, I don't know. I think you need to reevaluate what it is that you want, okay? What do we have here? We have options that are being created for families across the globe. We have an option for you to add an extra $100 a week to your bank account. Don't tell me $400 a month can't help your family, because I know it can. We have an option for you to go to $1,000 a week to get your car paid for every month. You know, to get your family out of debt, to pay cash for Christmas this year. Don't you dare put it on a credit card anymore. You're a thriver. Debt free is the new sexy. We pay cash for stuff around here. How many weeks do we have until Christmas? Get your butt to work. Start sharing some Thrive Experience stories. Start helping people get started on Thrive. Have you talked about Thrive Fit with anyone yet? Are you helping people refer to so they can get it for free? You can build. Like, today is only Wednesday. You realize everything you do between now and Sunday, you get paid on by Tuesday. What, it hits the bank on Thursday? But you have to make the decision that you're willing to do what it takes. And it starts with just the daily interaction with people. Those 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. 30 minutes a day. I love that she talked about, and that, guys, this is what I've said, an object in motion stays in motion. Megan is moving. She's getting out of the house. She's doing local. She's getting up in the morning. She's doing her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for 30 minutes in the morning before her baby wakes up, and she's ready to go. Guess what? When you are moving, you're productive. And I don't know how a man's brain thinks, but I'm pretty sure it's probably similar. Jason, you can let me know. But I'm pretty sure that I know as a woman, when you're productive, you're empowered and you feel good, right? I remember day 4 when I actually felt something on Thrive and I got things done. I'm like, holy crap, I have my mommy mojo. Like, I feel like Maria again. That's what made me fall in love with this, right? So you have to move. An object at rest stays at rest, guys. And that rest is going to get old and boring and discouraging, and it's not going to be any fun. But when you're actually moving, see, you're introducing this to someone, you have stories being created, that's where the excitement is. That's where things are happening. So you have to make yourself move. What makes an object at rest come into motion again? Some sort of force. I'm fumbling over my words here. I mean, there has to be something that hits it, right, that makes it move. So hopefully I'm applying that right now to make it move. I know you guys are moving or you wouldn't be watching this, but I'm just saying, okay, these are the things that you have to remind yourself of every day, okay, because you're plugged in today, but tomorrow you may have a crazy morning just like I did and not want to plug in and want to check out. Guess what? The days you check out means, holy crap, it takes a lot of catching up to do. Megan, I love the advice that you gave your friend. It's so much easier if you'll just do 30 minutes a day than if you were to try to spend a couple of hours on one day. Okay, that is so true. Last but not least, she talked about the hill and the success, and that's what I was telling her. You know, success, guys, it's up here. Okay, success is at the top, right? So it's an upward movement that we have, and we can call it an uphill battle. We can call it an uphill journey, all right? But the bottom line is it's movement upwards. So yeah, it's gonna take a little extra breath. Yes, it's gonna take a little bit more energy. There is nothing about this that is just smooth sailing. I mean, it's a climb, right? You're working with people, and everyone else is in their own little journey trying to make it there. So yeah, we have to understand that it's gonna take some effort. That it is a climb, but man, where we are is so good. I'm going to challenge you guys right now. Go log into your cloud office, go to your commission history summary, and take a look at that. You know, what have you made in 2018 by sharing this from your phone? Don't put it on here, but I want you to look at that. I think sometimes people get caught up in a rank or a number they don't realize. I mean, because that's all. I mean, if you've made $5,000, that's more than you would make if you hadn't done anything, right? If you've made $20,000, if you've made $30,000, you know, that's one heck of a side gig, guys. So that consistency leads to even better growth. But again, it's all about the movement and the action. So consistency, last but not least, this is one thing that I was thinking about when she was talking. This is why it's not who you know, it's who they know, who they know, who they know, who they know, right? You may bring in someone that becomes a promoter during double, triple commission, right? But really they just want to be a customer. Like, they love their Thrive. They're going to take their Thrive every day for the rest of their life. They don't want to talk about it, okay? They just don't want to, all right? But just so happens the girl that sits next to her at work sees all this productive energy and spots the DFT one day that she was trying to hide. So then girl at work reaches out, pries out the information from her, gets her link, she becomes a thriving customer. Well, she's a little bit more of a talker, and she tells her cousin, okay, who then tells her other cousin or the neighbor or whatever, and that person way over there doesn't just want to thrive every day for the rest of their life. They want to tell the world. And they're like, how do I find out how this promoter thing works? How do I find out, wait, how do you get this for free? Wait, how do you make money doing this? That person is who you're working with. Do you see what I'm saying? You still value all these people in here that basically they're thrivers for life. They're going to order the product every month, but they don't want to tell anybody about it. But see, their story is still creating change, and change is noticed, right? And so it's only a matter of time before someone is going to come into the picture that sees a vision and wants to be connected and understands, right? So that is something we cannot ever forget. Everybody, yes, they're going to love to thrive. Not everyone wants to work the business. But when we have that vision for our family, because we've seen what happens and we know what's possible, we are looking, where are those people? And that's why it's so important to get out, to use your reports, to work your VIP report, to work your 4K report, to work your 12K report. Who is in your PPA report? Who brought in 2 customers this month? Reach out to them. All of those things are the ways that you build this business. Who wants it? Go help them. But don't ever discredit those ones that aren't plugged in, right? Because you never know who they're going to introduce this to, right? All right, I need to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Hopefully we'll have some people that dial in later today and watch the replay. Let us know if you're watching the replay. And again, thank you, Megan. We'll see you guys later. Bye.